So, as I imagine everyone was, massive relief off the back of the Wolves win on the weekend. We all know we just needed 3 points against Wolves. Performance wasn't that important. We've obviously put some decent performances and come away with either 0 or 1 point in some of the games before. So winning was so important. Just the nature of the win as well. Another clean sheet, a goal for Voltemada, no injuries, is probably as good as we could have hoped for heading into Barcelona and then Bournemouth on Sunday. So really pleased. Without going on too much about the Wolves game, I think to see Voltemada settle in so well, very clear to see what sort of forward he is. He'll drop deep. He'll link up play. So important that the winger or the wide forwards either side of him and the midfielders get up and get beyond him. And I think it was really interesting to see Joe Linton doing that, running on beyond him for Voltemada's goal. If you look, you can see Joe Linton sort of just behind him, which is clear to see that they are that we're looking to get players forward. Barnes is another one who will surely, whilst he's in the team, benefit from having someone to play off and get forward. That said, and looking into the Barcelona game, you would think that Anthony Gordon will come back in. I think we all feel that he has to. Playing against Barcelona, who are a fantastic team, you would expect us to have less possession. You look back to the PSG game 2 seasons ago where we conceded a lot less possession but still did a fantastic job in counter-pressing. You would think that's kind of a similar approach that we go for this time. I think I'd love to see... I don't think that there's any changes made in the back five or the midfield for obvious reasons, that the middle three won't and can't change for this game. Big Joe is made for these sorts of games, whereas I would have preferred to see a fit Ramsey start against Wolves. Wasn't to be. But I think I'd love to see Gordon on the left and Elanga on the right, playing off Voltemada so that we could just look to kill Barcelona with the pace in behind. Hansi Flick is notorious for playing a high line, so there should be plenty of space to run into. That said, I think Eddie Howe will reward Jacob Murphy for his form and his performances by starting him, and I think Gordon comes in on the left-hand side, is what I think will happen. So really excited to see how we line up, how we play. It's such a shame we won't have a Wissa or a Ramsey to call upon, but it is what it is. Thankfully, they'll both be back in a number of weeks rather than months. So I'm really excited to see how we go. Barca obviously without Yamal, and it would have been good to see how Livramento stood up against him. I think he would have been ready-made for him, actually, just the way he looks to cut inside. But I'm incredibly excited. I think the atmosphere is going to be white hot. I think it'll push the PSG atmosphere to something that we've not seen really for many years. And I was chatting to a friend about this. My only worry, and not to be pessimistic, is we have to enjoy this experience. You spend a whole year trying to get to the Champions League, and part of my mindset is thinking, well, let's get through the Barcelona game. There's no guarantees we win. There's no guarantees we get anything. We're going to put a hell of a lot of effort. There'll be a lot of emotional effort going in, and then we've got Bournemouth away on the weekend, which is a notoriously hard game for us. Howe's record there is terrible. We're often poor. We've been beaten a couple of times and we've taken points a couple of times, by 1 point, having played poorly. And there's a part of me thinking, I just wish we had a little bit more options from depth-wise so that we could go into both games fully. But that's just the nature of it. And we've got to enjoy this game. We've got to enjoy it for what it is. It's going to be incredibly special. The players are going to be up for it. We've got a fantastic team. The atmosphere, the way Barca play, I think it's going to be really exciting. They're going to be a team that are very cute on the ball, and we could, and I believe, and I'm sure all Newcastle fans believe this. We've got the ability to run through anybody at home, and that's what we should try and do. But I know that from our experiences of the Champions League 2 years ago, where unfortunately we didn't rotate properly at the start of the season, we didn't have the depth that we should have had, and it impacted us in the league. Although we finished seventh, not finishing in Europe was a real disappointment. Although it did help us last season. So it's one of those things where I just want us to give everything into the Barcelona game, but I'm also conscious that we've got a massive game on Sunday, and I want us to ideally come out of both, come out of the week in a position where we've not given absolutely everything in our Champions League efforts, to then fall apart in the Premier League and find ourselves, down in 14th or 15th, albeit having had an unfavourable run of fixtures. But that's just my pessimistic, conditioned Newcastle brain telling me that we can't have two nice things in a week. But no, can't wait to see it. This is the thing. This is what it's all about. You spend all year fighting for the Champions League, and then you get there. It's important we enjoy it, but it'd be nice to win it. I think 2 years ago when we were in the Champions League, it was just incredible being there. We were so close to getting through. I'm not going to go down the injustice of that campaign with the refereeing decisions, and also probably our tactical approach in the AC Milan game at home. But it was an incredible experience. But we've got some serious footballers, Sandro Tonali springs to mind, who came to Newcastle to win. And I'm not going to reference Isak as much because it's probably slightly different, but we've brought in players who came to this club to be part of this project, who don't just want to be in the Champions League, they want to be in it and competing in it, and they want to be going deep in it. And a home tie against anybody is an opportunity for us to go and get 3 points. What I would say just finally is I do think we'll see a lot in our away games in the Champions League. I think we'll see a lot of the 3 at the back, or the 5, whichever way you want to look at it. And I think we'll be a lot more conservative. And I think that would be interesting. But for the home games, I think we'll go hell for leather. But I think it will be a contained hell for leather, if that makes sense. And I think Howe knows it. And we're very fortunate that Howe and the coaching staff have had a Champions League campaign to learn from 2 years ago. So I'm just excited, and I really, really hope that that it lives up to the occasion. And it will be very, very special. Prediction-wise, it's really, really difficult. But I have to say, I think we'll win. And I can see us winning 2-1. Barca are a fantastic team, but I do worry that the efforts, whichever way it goes, the efforts tomorrow could have an impact on us on Sunday, especially when you consider that Bruno already looks like he's running with a fridge strapped to his back. But the emotion is going to be incredibly special, and I think we are a big game, big night club. We're becoming that under Eddie Howe, and I cannot wait to see it. But thank you for listening.